being the vicious second lead. Why does the CEO keep sticking to me? And I'm a canary kept by Liam Harding, a billionaire on the side. He'd always been a bit lazy, complaining about aches and pains after a short while in bed. But when it came to shopping, I was a whirlwind, spending Liam's money like there was no tomorrow. Until I saw a flood of comments online. That evil second lead is almost done for. The beloved main character is about to meet the male lead. She tried to sabotage the main character every way she could, and the male lead grew tired of her. Before he could dump her, she ran off with his money to chase after some fake heir, who then swindled her out of everything, even took one of her kidneys, and she died miserably in a rented room. Serves her right. Only a kind-hearted, non-materialistic girl like the main character deserves the CEO's love. I definitely didn't want to lose this sweet gig, earning $30,000 a month. From then on, I stopped being lazy. In bed, I was like I'd had a shot of adrenaline, leaving no opportunity for the main character. Liam Harding looked at me with a smirk. Do you want me to have an early heart attack so you can inherit all my assets? Liam insisted I dress up as a bunny for some naughty daytime fun. He wanted me to do this and that, in all sorts of ways. Work didn't seem so glamorous anymore. I lay sprawled on him, murmuring, my back aches, my legs hurt, even my fingers are too tired to move. Liam tightened his grip around my waist. He loved leaving marks on me, hickeys or bite marks. When we go shopping, you run faster than me. How come you don't complain about being tired then? Seeing my lack of enthusiasm, he rolled over, changing our positions, and the rhythm grew more intense. Afterward, satisfied, Liam got up and got dressed. Seeing him in a good mood, I crawled up from behind, wrapping my arms around his waist, pouting and pressing my face against his back. Liam, I really love this bag. Please buy it for me. I secretly held out my phone. Liam, without hesitation, cleared my shopping cart. Looking at the 26 items waiting for delivery, I kissed his face. You're truly the best boss in the world. Thank you. I don't know what I said wrong, but the smile on his face slowly faded, and a cold aura emanated from him. I nervously watched him. Come to the celebration party with me tonight. Oh, yes. Liam's expression softened a bit. I took advantage of the moment and leaned in for another long, deep kiss. Suddenly, a flood of comments appeared before my eyes. That evil second lead is almost done for. The beloved main character is about to meet the male lead. She tried to sabotage the main character every way she could, and the male lead grew tired of her. Before he could dump her, she ran off with his money to chase after some fake heir who then swindled her out of everything, even took one of her kidneys, and she died miserably in a rented room. Serves her right. Only a kind-hearted, non-materialistic girl like the main character deserves the CEO's love. Why are you shaking? Are you cold? I hugged Liam tightly. Yes, please hold me. Liam wrapped his arms around me. I looked at the tangled, chaotic comments. I linked arms with Liam and entered the celebration hall. Suddenly, a graceful figure swept past. All eyes in the hall turned to her. While Jessica Day was already beautiful, compared to Alice Evans, she was still a step below. I had never seen anyone wear a cheongsam so stunningly. Everyone praised her, and I became nothing more than a backdrop to highlight the main character's beauty. I scoffed, openly displeased. The woman turned around, and as I saw her face, comments flashed before my eyes again. The male lead and female lead are about to drink drugged wine and spend a wild night together. From then on, the male lead will be obsessed with the female lead and never touch the evil second lead again. So, Alice Evans was the main character, Liam Harding's destiny. But I couldn't lose this $30,000 a month job, with occasional generous bonuses from my sugar daddy. I had to change the plot. Alice Evans approached Liam, elegantly holding a glass of wine from a waiter's tray. Hello, Mr. Harding. I'm Alice Evans, the director of the film Fallen Rose. Thank you so much for investing in my movie. I'd like to toast you. These 2 glasses of wine definitely had something in them. I absolutely couldn't let them drink them. I'll drink on his behalf. I grabbed the other glass and pretended to trip on my dress, lunging towards Alice and spilling the wine from her hand. Both glasses fell to the ground. Mission accomplished. But somehow, Alice couldn't stand steadily. She looked fragile but was surprisingly strong, pulling me down with her. Seeing her hand about to touch the broken glass, at the last moment, I pushed her away. My left hand slammed onto the broken glass, creating a deep cut that bled profusely. Every Expression and action of mine was carefully calculated. Beautiful crying, pitiful weakness. Alice Evans, you and I have no animosity. Why would you push me into this broken glass? Alice was wrong but couldn't explain, her eyes wide and panicked like a startled rabbit. It wasn't me. You deliberately lunged at me. I angled my face perfectly and looked up at Liam. He looked at me with icy eyes. He was angry. He had never been this angry before. I started to feel uneasy. Could he have fallen for her after just one meeting? I held up my bloodied hand in front of him. Liam, it hurts so much. Liam bent down and scooped me into his arms. Alice quickly grabbed his sleeve, but Liam didn't stop. She clutched at empty air. Mr. Harding, you see she did it on purpose, right? Liam didn't even bother to respond to her, walking into the lounge. I turned back and gave her a triumphant smile. Alice Evans stood there, stunned and disoriented. The doctor came in with a first aid kit and bandaged my wound. Liam rarely got angry, but when he did, he was ruthless. He would definitely make his opponent pay dearly. Next month, I'm cutting off all your spending money. Oh my God, $30,000. Why? So you remember longer. If you didn't want me to drink with her, you could have just said so. There was no need to hurt yourself. Indeed, someone who has emerged from family feuds. My little tricks certainly couldn't fool him. But if Liam drank that wine and got caught up in the plot, he and she would spend the night together sooner or later. An injured hand was a small price to pay for destroying their first night together. It was totally worth it. My throat felt dry, so I whined, Liam, can I just have $2,000 please? Liam didn't even bother to reply, turning and walking out. I hurriedly followed him. I absolutely couldn't let him and the main character have any more chances to interact. But I had underestimated the power of the plot. It turned out the one who drugged the wine was Sophia Miller, the black-hearted heir. He was the possessive second male lead in the story, madly in love with the main character. At the celebration party, Theo forced Alice to go with him. Alice, being headstrong, grabbed a wine bottle and smashed it over his head. Then she ran to Liam, pulling out an antique pocket watch. Mr. Harding, do you remember? 3 years ago, when you were gravely injured, I saved you. You gave me this watch and said I could use it to make a request someday. Mr. Harding, I want to stay at your Hollywood Hills mansion. I was about to stop him, but Liam said, okay. His words were a public declaration of his intention to protect her. Theo, holding his head, chased after them, his eyes full of resentment, but he couldn't touch someone Liam wanted to protect. A new comment appeared before my eyes. The main character moves into the Hollywood Hills mansion, and the evil second lead tries every way to sabotage her, but the main character cleverly foils her every time. Liam Harding and Alice Evans live together and slowly fall in love. I unconsciously clenched my fist, blood soaking the bandage. Well then, we'll just have to play this slow. We returned to the Hollywood Hills mansion. After learning that Alice Evans was his savior, Liam's attitude was indeed different. Jessica, arrange a room for Miss Evans. All her clothes and expenses should be just like yours. I was annoyed inside, but I smiled brightly on the outside. Got it. Before I could even make a move, Alice had already brought people to dig up my vegetable garden and plant it full of flowers. I rushed downstairs in a rage, heartbroken to see my vegetables tossed aside. Alice smiled. A high-end mansion like this just doesn't look right with vegetables in the yard. Look how beautiful these western mandragora and gala roses are. She wore a white dress and a small floral headscarf, her pure smile radiating brightly under the sunlight. She picked a flower and tucked it into my hair. Jessica, don't be mad. Stand in the flower garden. I'll take a beautiful picture of you. But I like growing vegetables. This good soil is going to waste if we don't grow vegetables. If I back down now, I'd always have to compromise. I rolled up my sleeves and started picking flowers, telling the servants, pick all these flowers for me and take them to make flower petal cakes. Alice grabbed my hand, her eyes red, frantically stopping me. Don't touch my flowers. I shook her hand off, not using much force, but she fell and hit her head on the rock garden, bleeding profusely. I was stunned. Alice looked behind me, weakly but gently saying, Mr. Harding, you didn't get to admire the flowers back then, so I replanted them for you. Don't blame Jessica. She didn't push me on purpose. I just lost my footing. Her words were soft but laced with thorns. As a manipulative person, I understood immediately. I turned around. Liam looked at the flower in my hair, stunned, and said, "These flowers are indeed very beautiful." There was a private memory between them. Envy and jealousy crawled through me like venomous snakes. I really hated Alice Evans. Liam personally took Alice to the hospital. I sat in the living room, restless. Hearing the car, I peeked through the curtains. Alice had a bandage on her head, and when she got out of the car, she stumbled into Liam's arms. Liam told the driver to help her, while he carried a box into the house first. He handed me the box. "What is this?" "Flower petal cakes. Didn't you want to eat them?" I opened the box and silently ate the cake. "She's fine. You don't have to feel bad." I don't. Liam owned many properties in Los Angeles. Moving out of the Hollywood Hills mansion was a good way to change the plot. "Liam, can we move? The penthouse downtown would be great too. We can stay there sometimes, but we're not moving. This place is my deceased mother's old home. In my heart, this is the only home." From the corner of my eye, I saw Alice entering. I cupped Liam's face and kissed him deeply, leaving his lips glistening. "Liam, carry me upstairs. I want you." Liam breathed heavily, carrying me like a child and quickly striding towards the stairs. I wrapped my arms around his neck, gazing darkly at Alice Evans. She wanted to steal my sugar daddy. She was dreaming. The next morning, I woke up to find the flowers in the yard cleared out. The gardeners were restoring my vegetable garden. Alice Evans was picking up fallen petals. I walked over, unable to hide my smugness. Liam still stood by me. "You need to try harder, Jessica Day. You only rely on your looks to keep men. How long can that last? If you put your energy into your career instead of men, you might have already succeeded like me." Her attitude infuriated me. Her family had a legacy in film, and thanks to their connections, she'd produced a hit movie right after college. Me? I was kicked out by my parents after middle school, forced to work to support my family. She didn't understand the struggles of someone from the bottom rung of society. Her words were nothing but privileged condescension. I chuckled. Evil second leads like us never suffer unnecessarily. If you're so capable, why did you have to use an old favor to beg Liam Harding for protection? The way you look at him, it's like you want to devour him. Alice blushed, straightening her back. "I'm not like you. I truly admire him, not for his money. I'll make sure Mr. Harding sees your true colors." I was a little curious about what she'd do. I sprawled on the sofa, happily munching on potato chips and watching a short film, feeling like I was in heaven. Alice's revelation. Alice and Liam walked in. She meticulously analyzed the Hollywood Hills mansion's monthly expenditures, claiming that while I was acting as housekeeper, I'd siphoned off a lot of money. And the antique paintings in the living room? She sold them all. Now they're just fakes. "Mr. Harding, a thief outside is less dangerous than a thief within." I continued watching my film, not even bothering to look up. Liam asked, "Miss Evans, would you get angry if your pet cat broke a cup?" "No." Alice finally understood. My actions to him were no different than a mischievous cat breaking a cup. "Thank you very much for bringing these matters to my attention," Liam said. "But I'm the kind of person who, for the sake of cuddling my cat, would let it trash the house." Alice left in embarrassment. Liam sat on the sofa, and I kneeled on it, holding a pillow, skillfully massaging his legs. My attitude of admitting fault had to be on full display. "A confession and a deal. You need to learn a bit. Her level is much higher than yours," he teased. I rubbed my face against his leg. "As long as you help me, I'll never lose." "Stop with the flattery. I spoil you so much, yet you dare to secretly steal from my house. You said you weren't angry." "Just consider it pocket change for my entertainment," Liam huffed. I knew he wasn't truly mad, so I climbed onto his lap and continued watching my film. "People like us, canaries, have no hearts. We only care about our sugar daddy's money. The golden rule of this profession is, if he plays us, we play him. No one's serious." This line of dialogue was uncannily coincidental. I immediately turned off the movie and leaned in to kiss his Adam's apple. "Mr. Harding, you know I truly love you, right?" He sneered. "I'm not afraid of you only caring about my money, because I have a lot of it." Liam's hand slipped under my shirt. Just then, I saw a new comment. "The male lead is in mortal danger. The female lead saves him for the first time." The male lead is instantly smitten with the female lead. I bit my lip and buried my face in his neck. "This time, it's my turn to save you." The anniversary party and a gift at Liam's grandmother's. Anniversary party. Alice Evans, being a high society socialite, also received an invitation. For my gift, I presented a pearl jewelry set worth $1 million. Liam's grandmother didn't even bother to look up, coldly saying, "My dear, your money is Liam's money." There's no sincerity in that. Alice, however, gave a handmade herbal pillow to help with sleep. Grandmother held the pillow, refusing to let go, and said with satisfaction, "Only you are truly filial." Lately, I haven't been sleeping well. Just smelling this herbal pillow makes me feel refreshed. Everyone around murmured in admiration, looking at Alice with approval. While casting disdainful glances my way, Alice gave me a smug glance. I opened the jewelry box and placed it in front of grandmother, smiling. "Grandma, I heard Liam say that back then, when Grandpa's business failed, you sold all your dowry to help him recover." I searched for a long time to find this jewelry set again. Grandmother stared at the jewelry, tears welling up. "I've been looking for this for so many years and couldn't find it." "You're such a thoughtful child." The guests clamored with praise, calling grandmother a virtuous wife and crediting her for the Harding family's success today, which made her very happy. I picked up Alice's herbal pillow and sniffed it. Dragon bone and magnets do indeed help with sleep, but they both contain mild toxins. A side effect is affecting digestive function. Grandmother's stomach isn't good. Using these herbs requires strict guidance from a traditional Chinese medicine doctor. They shouldn't be used casually. Grandmother's face instantly changed. She sternly scolded Alice. "Miss Evans, if you don't understand traditional Chinese medicine, don't just randomly use medicine to harm people," Alice quickly explained. "It's only a mild toxin. It takes a large dosage to have side effects. This pillow is very safe." The guests chimed in. "Even if it's a mild toxin, it's still a toxin. Mrs. Harding absolutely shouldn't use it." Thankfully, Miss Day understands traditional Chinese medicine. Otherwise, if the elderly lady's health was affected, it would be a disaster. I knew nothing about traditional Chinese medicine, but because I knew Alice was making a herbal pillow, I had secretly researched pharmacology and memorized it. This time, my acting was superb. It felt great. I tossed the pillow aside and gave Alice a mischievous smile. She was so angry her hands trembled. I looked up and saw Liam standing on the second floor, observing us. Liam sent me a message, progress. I seized the opportunity to reply, "So, next month's spending money." Before I could finish typing, he replied, still deducted. I gritted my teeth. "Then next month, I'm going on strike." "Kiddin' striking. JPG," he immediately replied, denied. Then he sent another message, 20 only, negotiation successful. After all, I had his weakness. Liam curved his lips into a smile at me, then turned and went back to his study to continue business discussions with his uncles. Alice witnessed the interaction between me and him, and envy slowly blossomed in her eyes. I saved Liam back then. I should be his white moonlight. Why would he not even glance at me and instead pay attention to a vain, money-grubbing gold digger like her? I scoffed. "What's wrong, Miss High and Mighty? Finally realize the world doesn't revolve around you? Are you heartbroken?" Alice stormed off in anger. My true motivation actually, what I was fighting for wasn't a man, but the 30 a month salary and countless valuable gifts. "Alice, why didn't you just make me an offer directly? If you could pay more than Liam, who knows? I might actually consider leaving him." She had never experienced poverty, never been so hungry she had to steal, never had to use rough paper instead of sanitary pads and been ridiculed by classmates for staining her clothes. She had never had to use laundry detergent to bathe, never been yelled at by her own father for heating water to wash her hair in winter, cursed at for wasting gas as if her head was full of crap. Poverty made me feel inferior, unworthy of good things. People are often haunted their whole lives by what they didn't have when they were young. A privileged girl like Alice Evans couldn't understand how deeply we, the money-hungry, loved money. The fall and a Revelationth anniversary party hadn't even started. The gardens in the Harding Main estate were beautifully renovated. I went out for a stroll, and unconsciously, I walked to a secluded corner. Suddenly, someone pushed me hard from behind. I tumbled down dozens of stairs, hitting my head and bleeding profusely. Through my blurry vision, I saw Alice Evans standing above me, looking at me coldly. I actually laughed. She wasn't kind anymore. So, would she not be able to be with Liam Harding? When I woke up, It was pitch black around me. I couldn't help but joke, "Eric, it's so dark. Aren't you going to light a candle?" Liam squeezed my hand. "Don't be afraid. It's just temporary blindness. The doctor said it's due to a blood clot pressing on the optic nerve. Once it dissolves, your sight will gradually return." It was strange. Liam could always recognize my true emotions. I squeezed his hand, and with my other hand, tugged at his sleeve. "How long until I can see?" 1 to 2 months. "Really?" I felt a little relieved. Liam's voice was cold. "Did Alice Evans push you?" Alice, who was also present, frantically denied. No, it wasn't me." The comments hadn't shown any specific time or location for Liam's danger. Now I was a weak, blind person who couldn't even take care of myself, let alone save him. Alice Evans had the main character's halo. She could save him. No matter how much I wanted to get rid of her, I had to keep her around for now. Only then could I protect my own wealth and luxury. No, she was wearing high heels and twisted her ankle. I wasn't careful and fell on my own. I was someone who always got revenge. If I suffered even a little injustice, I had to exaggerate it tenfold. There was no way I would cover for Alice at this moment. Therefore, Liam believed me. He held me in his arms, his voice full of warning. "Miss Evans, I'm keeping my promise to let you stay at the Hollywood Hills mansion only to repay your kindness from that year. I don't like you, and I hope you know your place. If you ever dare to harm Jessica again, I won't forgive you. I'm not a good person, remember that." Their plot was a painful love story. In the early stages, Liam truly didn't love her and favored me. Alice's voice trembled. "Mr. Harding, how can you think that about me? I sincerely want to be friends with Jessica. How could I harm her?" Alice left, heartbroken, a prophecy and a near missy whispered to Liam. "I asked a master to check, and recently we've been marked for a bloodbath. It already happened to me. Be careful when you go out. Remember to bring more bodyguards." I pouted, making demands. "Mr. Harding, my head hurts so much. 10 bags and 8 gold bracelets would make it feel better." Liam tightened his embrace, holding me close. "I'll buy them all for you." He always made me feel precious. If he eventually truly fell in love with Alice, as the script dictated, I would surely be heartbroken. I had a wicked thought. I absolutely had to prevent them from falling in love. This time, Alice had attacked me first. Next time, I could retaliate with full force, knowing I was justified. Suddenly going blind was incredibly terrifying. I had difficulty walking, bumping into everything. Liam had someone wrap all the sharp corners of the furniture in the house to prevent me from hurting myself. I truly had no sense of security, unconsciously relying on him. Even when he went to the restroom, I had to cling to his shirt and wait, but he was very prideful. When he needed to go number 2, he wouldn't let me cling to him. I sat outside, scratching at the door. "Mr. Harding, I don't mind you being in there. Why don't you let me stay? Stay still for 10 minutes, get 10,000. I immediately obeyed. "Okay." My Venmo account received $10,000. I hugged my phone, beaming. Liam personally fed me and helped me bathe. Although every bath turned into something indecent, I was no longer lazy. In bed, it was as if I'd been injected with adrenaline, leaving no opportunity for Alice Evans. Everything he had asked me to do before that I had always refused, I now did, satisfying his strange preferences. Liam panted, "Jessica, do you want me to have an early heart attack so you can inherit all my assets?" I knew perfectly well, but I still forced myself to ask, "So, do you like it?" He used his actions to prove he was addicted to me. When he was aroused, he would ask, "Jessica, do you like it?" I had only considered this a job, but my body betrayed me. I also felt very comfortable. Liam chuckled, unable to hide his satisfaction. I hugged him, pouting. "Mr. Harding, you're the only man I have, but I'm sure you're the most compatible with me." He squeezed my waist, his palm hot. "It wouldn't be out of the question for me to die on top of you. The club attack and a twist hat wild night, Liam." Harding had an appointment with a powerful industry big shot at the club to discuss business. He reserved a private room for me and ordered many of my favorite desserts. "Secretary Davis and Aunt Sarah will be here to take care of you. Just tell them if you need anything. I'll be back soon. You stay put and don't wander off." He made me laugh. I never thought I'd feel a hint of fatherly affection from Liam. After giving Secretary Davis a few instructions, he left. I sipped tea and ate desserts, but my heart felt unsettled. The comments didn't appear as if seen with my eyes, but more like signals transmitted through brainwaves. Amidst the dim background, I saw new comments. At the club, a group of assassins storm in with guns to assassinate the male lead. The female lead trips the circuit breaker, buying time for the male lead. Finally, an assassin hidden in the shadows aims and shoots the male lead. The female lead takes the bullet for him. Liam was discussing important matters with someone and would definitely have his phone turned off. I was so panicked I broke out in a cold sweat. Secretary Davis, quickly go upstairs and tell Mr. Harding that a group of assassins with guns are coming. They want to kill him. Secretary Davis immediately ran upstairs. I turned to Aunt Sarah. Aunt Sarah, please go turn off the circuit breaker. Aunt Sarah dropped the dessert tray, panicking. They have guns. I'm just an employee. I don't want to die. She ran off and disappeared. She chose to save herself. That's natural. I understood. After all, I was the most important. If I were in her shoes, I'd probably run first too. My intervention and the aftermath over the past period, the blood clot pressing on my optic nerve had partially dissolved. Now I wasn't completely blind. I could still see vague shapes of objects. I quickly called the police. Downstairs, Liam's bodyguards were already engaging in gunfire and fighting. Waiting for the police wouldn't be fast enough. I couldn't just sit there and die, so I stumbled out to find the circuit breaker. People were running away in chaos all around me. I staggered, tripping repeatedly, my face bruised. Then I got lost. How could a blind person like me know where the circuit breaker was? Just then, the lights flickered out. Did Alice Evans trip the circuit breaker? I breathed a sigh of relief, praying that Liam could turn the tide and transform danger into safety. The gunfire gradually subsided. The assassins were apprehended. The lights came back on. I fell into familiar arms. I had never heard Liam's voice sound so panicked. Jessica, are you okay? I'm fine. Are you hurt? I'm fine too. I had always been keeping an eye on the staircase. I vaguely saw a figure raise a gun and aim at Liam. Watch out. I used all my strength to push him away. The bullet grazed my cheek, leaving a bleeding scratch. I fell to the ground in a panic, covering my head and trembling. Finally, the last assassin was captured. Alice Evans ran over, worriedly asking, Mr. Harding, are you okay? Liam bent down and carried me in a princess carry. I trembled in his arms like a leaf in the wind. Liam kissed my forehead twice, his voice shaking. It's okay, you weren't shot. He repeated it again, as if reassuring himself. You weren't shot. Liam didn't even bother to look at Alice Evans, quickly carrying me to the hospital. I gradually came to my senses. The main character's shining moment was stolen by me. The circuit breaker was tripped by Liam after he learned about the armed assassins. Alice Evans didn't even get credit for tripping the circuit breaker. I lay in the hospital bed, calmly munching on an apple. Liam asked me, how did you know there were assassins, and that they had guns? The most logical explanation would be that I was an inside agent, planted by the mastermind next to Liam, and then betrayed him at that moment. If I said I could see comments, no one would believe me. I'd even be considered insane and locked up in a mental asylum. I truly had no way to deny it. Where did that master you mentioned come from? I'd like to meet them too. I just met him by chance on the street. He had a connection with me, but not with you. I clutched my chest and pouted. Mr. Harding, don't ask anymore. I'm not feeling well. Listen, is my heart beating wildly? Liam, being suspicious by nature, naturally didn't believe my outlandish reason. He placed his hand on my chest and helplessly said, Jessica Day, tell me the truth. Even if you're an inside agent, I won't blame you. My nose tingled, and I felt incredibly wronged. I rubbed my eyes, trying to hold back tears. I'm not an inside agent. At this moment, you can clearly conquer me with tears. So why aren't you crying? Liam sighed and held me, seriously saying, let this matter go. I will absolutely never bring it up again. When he said to let it go, he truly let it go. The truth and a new perspective.
Confrontation and retaliation. As an evil second lead, when you're at your peak, you absolutely have to gloat in front of the main character and hurt her to her core. Oh dear, my luck is truly amazing. In a flash, my career is more successful than yours. What are you so proud of? You're just a woman who uses her body to exchange for money. Slap. I slapped her. She clutched her face. You dared to hit me. She raised her hand to slap me back. I grabbed her wrist and slapped her again with my other hand. Consider these 2 slaps payback for you pushing me that day. It's already a steal for you. Alice's conscience pricked her, and she immediately became silent. 2 slaps, of course, weren't enough. I also included a small gift. I instructed my trusted people to release 10 large rats into Alice's room. Ah! Her piercing scream echoed throughout the mansion. Alice rushed out, her face pale, running to Liam. Mr. Harding, Jessica Day, released a bunch of rats into my room. Liam was indifferent to her. Such a small matter. Deal with it yourself. Alice glared at me with resentment. I dangled the 8 gleaming gold bracelets on my wrist, grinning smugly. Suddenly, I felt something tickling my leg. I looked down and saw a rat trying to bite my toe. I sprang up like a coiled spring, leaping onto Liam, screaming in panic. Ah, Liam, quickly tell someone to catch all the rats. 10 of them, not one less. Alice scoffed. Serves you right. All the servants in the mansion were busy catching rats, a chaotic mess. Even after all 10 rats were caught, I still clung to Liam. He carried me with one arm, in that childlike way, and walked into the garden. Liam, are you laughing at me for being silly inside? He gently patted my head, his eyes full of amusement. Our Jessica would never harm anyone. How could I not harm anyone? As the comments once said, I was originally a malicious, narrow-minded person full of schemes. But whenever I thought about how doing evil would keep me from Liam, I, the evil woman, willingly reined in all my cruel methods. He had no idea how much I sacrificed for him. A fateful encounter at the firing range. At the firing range, I changed and walked in. Alice Evans was also there, a persistent ghost. Beside her was a man. The moment I saw him, I immediately recognized him, the fake heir. No wonder he was the fated, disastrous match the plot had set up for me. The moment I saw him, my heart suddenly beat faster, feeling as if my soul had been shot. So, when Liam Harding saw Alice, did he feel this way too? The plot arranged for him to love Alice, but until now, he only doted on me. Alice saw me staring at the man, unblinking, and smiled meaningfully. Jack Stone is my college friend. His family is the wealthiest in Singapore. So, Alice was introducing this fake heir to me. She knew I loved money, and Jack Stone was the trap she had specially set for me. Liam was right. Her level was indeed very high. At this moment, Liam also finished changing and walked out. All eyes at the firing range were immediately drawn to him. Broad shoulders, slender waist, long, straight legs. His whole being exuded the cold, ascetic aura of a powerful CEO. He was clearly much more handsome and masculine than Jack Stone. In every aspect, he was superior to him. I must have been blind to betray Liam for a boastful man like Jack Stone. I raised my gun and pointed it directly at Jack Stone. He was so scared he crumpled to the ground. Stop! Ah! Don't do anything foolish. Bang! I hit the target behind him. Liam, Alice Evans specially introduced her college friend to me, saying he's the richest heir in Singapore. Liam hated it most when wealthy men lingered around me. He immediately ordered Secretary Davis to investigate Jack Stone's identity. Less than half an hour later, Secretary Davis reported back. Jack Stone was a professional swindler who had scammed many naive girls. Jack Stone was immediately arrested by the police. Alice cried like a pear blossom in the rain. Mr. Harding, I truly didn't know Jack Stone was a swindler. He deliberately approached me. He definitely wanted to trick me out of my money. I have to thank you and Jessica. Thanks to you two, I found out the truth. Liam's face was expressionless, but he was clearly angry. Based on my understanding of him, he would definitely kick Alice Evans out of the Hollywood Hills mansion. At that point, Sophia Miller, the black-hearted heir, losing his obstacle, would surely imprison her. I didn't know what other dangers this damn plot had in store for Liam. It wasn't time to drive Alice away yet. I immediately said, "Did I say you deliberately set a trap for me? Look how scared you are. Crying so much your makeup is smeared. Go touch it up." Alice went to reapply her makeup. Liam looked surprised. "She did something like that? And you're still keeping her around?" I put on a mysterious air. "Mr. Harding, You're not so powerful that you can see through everything, are you? This is a riddle I've set for you. Before the answer is revealed, let her stay at our house." Liam agreed. He cautioned me. "There are many fake rich people pretending to be heirs out there now. Don't be foolish and follow them. Even if they're truly rich, their money is just for you to look at, not truly for you to own."